Right, we've got RCS thrusters here. They just look awful, RCS thrusters, don't they? Yeah, they just give you roll. I mean, what are we trying to achieve with them anyway? What are we trying to get that we didn't have last time on Minmus? More control. The control was when I was hopping from one place to another. I don't think we're going to be able to hop around on this. Can't put them on top of the pod, you scumbag game. They just look awful. I'm gonna leave them off for now. I can't seem to make them work very well. Not sure the lighting worked particularly well.
Poor and you guys, what knowledge you are giving to a lot of viewers. It's great, and man, this is a groovy tune.
I didn't make this tune up, Mickey, though, yet. This is in the game. Thank you. What's happening? Well, I've just given up on the RCS thing. I think this is, we need to load it with cargo. Can we get to the moon and back with it? I really don't know. Solar panels that are here, I'm kind of thinking about relocating them. Maybe just have one of them, actually. I don't think we need more than one. I think two's overkill. I'm hoping these will provide enough charge to keep it trickle charged. Trying to keep the weight down and the height down mainly. The lights were terribly... They weren't amazing. But, because they drained the battery too much, that's the problem with the lights. Let's have a look at the battery. Because we had more battery options now. 200, 400, 100. So we could perhaps stick some of them. They're actually quite big, aren't they? 100. Could put like 4 of them in here instead of having that one up there. But then that means when we detach the pod, it won't have any power, which is a bit of a problem. Oh, they are very tough lights. They unbelievable. Maybe the extra batteries, we can turn the lights on at night. That'd be good. So let's assume that will get us on the moon and back. I'm not sure it will. I'm really not sure. I don't... My gut instinct... I've not looked at the staging yet, but my gut instinct, there's not enough power. There's not enough fuel here. I think we might be better off going wider again. And so that it's as wide as this. You know what I mean? So the whole thing like flares out another stage. All of that by size. So instead of what you would kind of do that, not that. Fuel tank adapter, is it that one? Like that. And then you put the legs on that, get rid of this tank here. So how much is on that one? 540, 660. So there's more in that than there is in that, and it makes it wider. There are shorter adapters than what, sorry? Okay, that moved so it doesn't work brilliantly. So, like, more that design. So it's basically just goes fatter quicker and you get more fuel. A lot more fuel. Maybe that can land. I don't know. It also looks kind of cool. I'm not sure if they're the most appropriate engines though. I'll have to have a look at the thrust to weight ratio. Also that needs readapting. Structural tube. So we don't need... Let's put that back on a second. So this fuel tank adapter would need to just come straight up now. That was the... okay. So we kind of need to get rid of this. So we don't need the fuel tank adapter. We don't need the protective shell. We'll have to replace it. That was just a piece of structural tubing. That decoupler's too small. So we need a T25 decoupler. Then we need a fuel tank that goes in here. For that we need the... That's a lot of weight to lift off. We'll see. We'll see. What was it called? The air... I can't remember which section the fairing is under. Is it utility? Coupling, robotics. Was it aero? Oh, which one was it now? What was the name of the circular component that lets us put the protective thing around it? What's it actually called? I didn't pay any attention to the name. Circular air intake. It's not under aerodynamics. I don't think it should be, but I can't see if it is. Is it called fairing? There you go. 2.5 meter fairing, which is that one. Then... Not too big. Bokkamax. Wait, what? Is this having a laugh? Oh my god. Wait, there's no way. That was weird. That was properly weird. Right, we'll move this up to here. That's suddenly gone from being a 4 to a 3 for no reason game. It's really weird, this game. You'll pick something up that is in a symmetry with 4 items. You put it there with 4 items. You pick it up and it'll change it to a 3. And you put it back and it's a 3. You don't notice. It's very odd. Right, let's have a look at some numbers and see what's going on here. So we've got jets, solid rocket boosters, separation is here. Why is it highlighting that? Separation is here. Then we've got the separation here. Is that the... That's the fairing shell, right, okay. And separation and engines. And then up here we've got final separation and then parachutes. Right. Let's have a look at some numbers. So stage 5 is 1.26, which is too low. It's too much weight to lift. Stage 2, which is the main stage, has an awful lot of delta V, which is pretty good. So the big problem at the moment is we can't easily lift the whole thing off the ground. But if we get it off the ground, there'll be a lot of delta V when we get up there. Although, if I remember, these solid rocket boosters are derated. So that would be a way to get that back up. That'll give us a 1 minute burn, 1.58. But when they separate, will be 0.72, which is probably not enough. So I think there's too much weight for that engine, the skipper. So let's have a look and see if we can find a better engine now. So what's the skipper doing? The RE. Skipper's an RE15. Thrust 568 kilonewtons, that's a lot. 1,379 kilonewtons, that's even more. It's probably too big. Oh no, it fits though. Just slap on a bigger engine, why not? And 42 seconds of burn, oh my god. So I could probably derate these engines again. So we get a minute and a half with boosters, then we flick to 2. We could probably, when the boosters separate, we could probably just derate the engine down because that's too much thrust to weight ratio. So that'll run longer, not 21 seconds. That's going to eat fuel. Oh my god, that's 44 liquid fuel per second. The skipper was doing 18. It's like nom 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 nom. Yeah, we have got I think we probably have got bigger boosters now, actually. Which was that one? That was the S1 kickback. There's also these, which are much thicker. Shrimp. That is small. Thumper. Can that thumper be stacked? Kickback. It's that one, isn't it? Solid fuel, 41 per second maximum. 593 kilonewtons of thrust. So that's got... This one here's got almost double the power. I think what we need is not to use that engine, if possible. 568, that's a lot. You see, that skipper engine's pretty good, but we're asking too much of it. CrossFits, thank you for 26 months. Squirrel playing KSP, shut up and take my restart. Yeah, I've done all that lava tube before, but I mean, we could try the twin engine. Replace the solid rocket boosters with liquid fuel ones, and then cross-feed it into the main tank and stick the big engine. It's a big, thirsty engine, that thing. It's a big, big, thirsty engine. But then if we start doing that, does it stop being a Brighton, you know? That's the question. Maybe we just replace the solid rocket boosters with something a bit more potent. Derate them. They run for longer, then that thing can take over. Maybe that's the way to go. That way we don't need to burn much fuel. Brighton's last hurrah. Does the thirst go down when derating the engine? Actually, I'm hoping probably you'd think it would, but if you derate it, then let's say you go down to 1.6 instead of lasting 24 seconds, 21 seconds, you can actually get it to last a minute. So yeah, it does become more efficient. And a minute, maybe that's all we need to get up there. You get a minute and a half out of the boosters and a minute out of the main engine. Separate, and maybe you're on your way. I don't know. Why is it called a Brighton? I actually can't remember. We were trying to name the ship yesterday, and then somebody said something with the word Brighton in it, so I just said, right, that'll do. I can't remember what they said. Amasaki, thank you for 2 months. Still trying to get your head around this game. No. You'll get it. Well, we could give that a test flight. Let's see how far we get with it. Let's just give it a whirl. Sorry, let's run it through the simulator. Separates main engines. Make sure all that's good. Probably need to put the fairing on it first. I think these engines are a little bit low. Oh, that's why I had the structural separation to allow the fairing to go around it, didn't I? I remember. Payload. Structural. This is where we find out we don't have a... There we go. We just need a gap, basically. And we don't want the gap there. We want the gap there. Get off. There we go. And then that's build a fairing. Oh, you stupid lights. I think I accidentally clicked. Won't go any higher. It's being weird. What the heck is that? Delete fairing, build fairing. That doesn't really protect the top, does it? Edit fairing. Edit previous section, right mouse button. There we go. Why are you... It's not going upwards anymore. There we go. God, this is weird. Good. Fixed. Go for launch. Right, test flight. Maiden voyage of the Brighton 5. It's like sending a cornetto into space or something. What the heck is that? Oh my god. Oh. Alright, throttle up. Full power. Well, it takes off. That's a good sign. Hey, look! Look who jumped into the cockpit when we wasn't looking. See? Those two are an absolute nightmare. As soon as your back's turned. We're about 60% left on the solid fuel. The good news is it's pretty stable and pretty controllable. %50 through on the solid fuel. Solid fuel's almost ready for separation. 20,000 meters. Max Q. Separation. Ice cream's getting hot. Coming up on 100,000 APO. 100,000 APO left. Okay, let's see what happens if we try and circularize that. Looking at the fuel, we've got about 50% fuel left, so... Cornetto 1. This is the Brighton 5. Yeah, it's not melted yet. I reckon we could, just before you get to a full circular orbit, you probably separate. Just so that the rest of that goes back to the Kerbal. So the fuel situation's like. This main stage is actually doing a good job here, look. If we just watch the periaps height, if it gets above about 30k positive, we'll separate. I don't know how it's going to run before it runs out of fuel. Okay, it's done. There we go. That's fine. That's actually fine. They'll safely go back. The question is how much delta V do we have left once it's finished circularizing? That's the question. Well, this is a bit of a test flight. We're trying to get to the moon and back. So this is the first maiden voyage of Brighton 6. We're trying to figure out how much delta V is going to remain once we're circular. And the answer is about 3,500. So, in orbit around Kerbal, we have 3,500 delta V. Is that enough to get to the moon and back? From a Kerbal orbit, we need 860 plus 310 plus 580 to the surface. And I presume you want double to get back. Actually, wait, let's see. You need 860 to break to the intercept, plus you need 310 to get into an orbit with the moon. Technically, we don't need to. Then you need 580 to get to surface. That's 1750. Then you need 580 to take it off again. That's 2,300. That gives you about 1,000 delta V to point back at Kerbal. It's probably doable. We could definitely get the orbit and land and take off. And then we've got about 1,000 to play with to get to point back here, effectively. Jacob, have a look in the mod spreadsheet. All right, so that's not rubbish. So given that, do we want to go for it, or is there anything that we're missing here on the ship? What do you think? Have we got everything we need? I know we've not packed up the cargo properly yet. Cargo and cruise last. But is there anything else that we should do you reckon? I mean, we can stick some more fuel pods on the side if we're desperate for more delta V. We're probably going to be okay for that. How are you going to move once you get there? I'm just going to land, get out and do science, basically. Action groups. I didn't do action groups last time, did I? Actions. Custom action 1. Where's the landing legs? Extend, retract. Custom action 2. Toggle light. And then custom action 3 will be solar panel, toggle solar. Did you check the electrical charge? Well, we've got a solar that we can extend, and we've got a couple of little solars to trickle charge these big batteries. We've got quite a few batteries this time. So I'm hopeful that's enough. One thing we didn't do was find out a way of creating more storage for the science. I don't know how we can do that. Cargo storage, experimental storage unit. I don't really want to have to put 2 of them up there. It's going to look a bit ugly for one. Well, we would just end up with this really tall, pointy thing. I can't see us being able to bounce around the moon on this anyway, so we're not really going to fill it, if I'm honest. I think you'd need a separate... I think if you're gonna do that on the moon, what you'd need to do is put yourself in orbit and then have a separate module you can just deorbit and go and bounce around with. Or a rover or something. No one will see it in space. Oh, is that what it was? The Brighton Pavilion. Is that what it was? That's where the name came from. Brighton Pavilion. Right, crew. Let's sort this out first. Who should we... Let's take Bob. Bob. We'll take Bob and Jeb. How's that? Now, cargo. We've got plenty of room for cargo. That's so we can play golf. We don't need more than 2 anyway. So we've got plenty of storage. So we're going to try and put some of this stuff down here, right? So we're going to try putting a ground communication down. We don't need the weather analyzer. The ED monitor is... I think this is that the control unit? I can't remember. ED monitor, seismometer, photovoltaic panel. 1, 2, 3. So those 3 run those 3, I think. Experiment control station. Oh, so what's that then? I don't know what that is then. Alright, we'll put that down and have another solar panel. Is that a fuel tank around the middle bit? Probably. You thought Jeb and Bob hated each other. We're going to put them in the can and they're going to sort out the differences one way or the other. Cargo storage unit, container module, work lamp. How much current does that need? It doesn't actually tell us how much power draw is on that lamp. That's a stand. How do you know how much power is... I'm wondering if we can take a lamp along with another photovoltaic panel. Like you do that. And that just for the lols. We seem to have an awful lot of storage. Dr. D, thank you for 48 months. Until the battery in it runs out. Wait, you can't charge this? You serious? Yeah, I think we've got enough solar panels. Got a couple of trickle charges here. I mean, you know, you could put more on it. Oh my god, I can't see. Crazy game. Wait, why can't I... Wait, what? I press the X key and it doesn't change my symmetry now. What the... Why can't you change symmetry? Okay, whatever game. Do it the hard way. It's getting me so random. How much do they give us, by the way? Is that one? 2.8? No. That's the OX stat. It's that. 0.3 a second. So 1 unit a second almost. If it's facing the sun. god, game. Give me a break. As soon as you put fairing up, the game just goes, ooh. There you go. It's going to give us solar. Model B solars. Oh, I can't be bothered with the fairing. I think we're good. I think we're good here. We've got the right crew. We've got Jeb and Bob. We've got stuff on board. We're going to pick a landing site on the moon. We're going to put some stuff down. See if we can beam some science back and try not to die in a fireball. That's the plan. Any questions? Dr. D, thank you for 4 years. I'm doing fine, thank you, Aaron. Pix, I do apologize. 5 minutes, I think I missed your message. Thank you, Pix. To the moon. Okay, did we forget anything? Correct people on board. SAS enabled. Can you get off? Now's the time to get off, Benner. Throttle up. I didn't miss you, Pix. Dude, it's better reading it twice than not at all. Have you got Wi-Fi on board? Yeah, and the bathroom's outside. You have to EVA for the bathroom. It's a self-service, there's no catering. So good. Solid fuel's about to run out. Just looking for a clean separation. Separation. Okay. Let's try and circularize. Maneuver. Atmosphere's almost gone. Oh, we're not too eccentric though. It's not terrible. Yeah, I do actually, Costello, but I've not used it yet. I could start using the ascent guidance. It's not a bad engine, that, when you derate it. Very, very thirsty when you don't, though. Crikey. No, it's... Oh, God. I got mech jabbed. So what happened was, when the engine separation happened, I told it to recalculate because the vehicle weighs a completely different amount now. And then it basically had gone past the apoapsis, so I said, go, and it went, the apoapsis has gone now. So I said, okay, delete, recalculate, execute, and then it just went, whee, and accelerate me towards the ground. So that went horribly wrong. Let's just check nobody's snuck in. Let's see if we can mech jab our way up. See what it does. Sync guidance. God, it's been a while since I've even looked at this. Let's get rid of that for a second. Sync guidance. Engage autopilot. Dear God. Opposite 100k. That's fine. Show sent navboard guidance. Prevent engine overheats. That'll be fine. Limit max Q. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Targ and ops. What's the difference between targ and ops, I wonder? On the bottom, edit the ascent path. Woo! Automatic altitude turn, velocity. Turn start when altitude is 3.5 k velocity. I remember I used to play with this, but I can't remember what was a good value for it. Back jab determines the quickest way to the moon through Kerbal. Does it? Okay. Gauge autopilot. Do I need to press space? I don't actually know if it's doing anything right now. Oh, it appears to be turning either on its own or it's doing it. I'm not sure. Does it need SAS? I don't know. Let's see if it goes horribly wrong. Silver Viper, thank you very much for subbing. Welcome. It should. I've got auto stage ticked, so in theory, when the solid fuel runs out, it should auto stage. Let's see what it does. Oh, it's getting hot. It's getting real hot. It auto-staged. This is magical. I wonder if you can tell it to flow straight into an auto-circularization burn as well. That'd be amazing. Look, no hands. Oh. It's throttled down. Now it's time warping. What's it doing exactly? I'm not quite sure what it's doing right now. I think it just auto-staged. I'm wondering if I should have pressed space then. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Or maybe I should have left it. I pressed space thinking it had tried to auto-stage, and actually what had happened is the fairing had gone. So I thought, I'll press the space key, but I don't know if he had any fuel left or not. Let's see what happens. Let's just see what it does. We had about 3,500 Delta V left at the end of the last one, and we don't now, so I think it's definitely gone wrong. It tells you what it's doing at the bottom of the panel. You see, because auto-stage was on, when I saw it detonate, like remove the fairing, I assumed it had tried to auto-stage. That's why I pressed space key for it. But in hindsight, that was definitely a mistake because we don't have a lot of Delta V left. It nearly worked. Let's try again. It got rid of excess weight. Does it recognize that that was a fairing stage then? Does it like somehow determine that? It is cool when it works. Like it's pretty neat when it works. As far as you know, it knows. Okay. All right, I'm going to let it just do its thing this time. And we'll see what happens. I'll keep my eye on it, what it's saying it's doing down here. Throttle up. Engage autopilot. Autopilot states as vertical ascent. Tells you here, look. I'll just leave it and see if it starts getting stuck. Gravity turn, there you go. Well, you save more Delta V with a lower target orbit. Yeah, we could have gone lower, I guess. There's no reason why we need to go to 100k. We could have gone to like 80, I guess. It's probably a bit late now. Boosters will last a long time this time. Good separation of the boosters. That's pretty reliable, actually. They work pretty well. Like, I don't think I've seen them once, like, cause damage on the way out. It does throttle down for max Q, because if you take this, you can limit the Q there, look. If you take that box, you can limit it and tell it what you want it to limit to. But because we've got a fairing on, it's not a massive problem. So now coasting to the edge of the atmosphere. Coasting to circularization burn. I'm just going to keep my eye on the fuel. But this time I'm not going to press detach. I'm going to let it work it out. What's that? Why is that? What the? Why is that deployed? I reckon it must have enabled a hotkey then. Wait, it's doing it again? I think it's pressing either 1 or... Is it a 2 key? I put the solar panel on. You have auto solar panels ticked. Oh, it's deploying the... Clever girl. I didn't realise it was doing that automatically. Ooh. Right, it should run out of fuel shortly. And then hopefully it'll separate again. $3,500 Delta V. Why have we got less Delta V this time? Yeah, I agree, Black Widow. When I used it years ago, it was a lot simpler. 95, 104. Yeah, I'll do. It's a pretty flat orbit. Look at that. That is proper equatorial orbit. Okay, let's set target to the moon. Put Jeb on wait. What do you mean? Let's see. Home and transfer. Yeah, I want to build a space station around Kerbal. I think we'll start that tomorrow. I think now we've unlocked some of the parts that we need. Because I want to have like crew quarters, but also have an automated command module initially, just so that we can get it to operate if we need to. The smart ISS might be hand. I can't remember how to use that, Larry. Yeah, the space station is something I just want to build up like over time. We start off with something that you can visit, and then we start coming up and adding bits to it. And then we start doing remote space stations where we can go and grind fuel and stuff. It's for killing the rotation, right? It's a lot of Delta V right there, look at that. 800 knot. Which is pretty much what was expecting, about 860. It's like Factorio for you. You have no idea what's going on, but you love watching people play. I get what you mean, like, it's such a cool game, but my god, you have to know a lot of stuff just to make it work. I just like the fact that you can just build, like, crazy stuff with it. And have fun on the way.
Can someone give Paul a good massage, cause he needs it?
Well, there's nobody around to give me a massage for this year. I'm all out of luck. I'm not Elon. I can't give you tips either. Oh, it's alright, Dre. I've got plenty of experts in chat. It's fine. Yeah, exactly. We're all Elon. Everybody's an Elon. Right, what are we at? 2,500 Delta V left. We're going to need 310 plus 580 for a land. So we're going to need 890. And about 1,000 delta V to get to moon surface. Which leaves about 1,500 to get back. Which, you know, to escape the moon needs 600. Maximum 900 left. We should be okay. We should be okay. I reckon I can smash us back. I mean, land us back at Kerbal with enough delta V. As long as we don't waste too much of it on the way in. Let's go and have a look at the moon. Right, what have we got? Last time it told us what the periapsis was. It's not telling me what the periapsis is this time. This is Earth here. This is Earth. This is the rocket. This is the trajectory. This is the moon coming around. This is the encounter. So you can see it's coming this way. We come this way. We intercept it. The periapsis. So, I can explain this. In orbital mechanics, like, when you're orbiting around something, you're never in a perfect circle around it. There's always a high point and a low point. The periapsis is the low point. It's like the closest you get. The apoapsis is the highest you get. So if you're in a perfectly circular orbit, both the apoapsis and the periapsis are exactly the same. In a perfect circle, but that never happens. Some orbits, like, are elliptical in nature. See if we can give an example. Like, yeah, here you go. Look at this orbit here. So its orbit around the sun, its apoapsis is probably about here because it's really far away, and its periapsis is about here because it's close. Yeah. So what I was looking for was how close are we getting to the moon, basically. Yeah, orbital mechanics on a Saturday night. Grab a beer. As you do. I think we'll just party on down there. Oh, PE means you're going to hit it. Oh, I see. If it doesn't show you a periapsis. Gotcha. All right, that's fine. I don't mind smashing into it. I notice the communication line's still green. So I'm thinking this antenna we put on here should be able to transmit back. There's a fine-tune option now, isn't there? Or is it? Fine-tune, closest approach to target. How close can we get to the moon? How close do we want to orbit? What do you think, like 10k, 20k? It doesn't have any. It doesn't have elevations. What's the highest point? Should we try 10k? Okay. We can, with 30 delta V, which is nothing, we can get a 10k orbit. Yeah, I see what you mean, Lamp and Bar. I'm trying to change it now. It's a bit weird because it all flicks when the sphere of influence changes, which is a very Kerbal thing. No, let's get down there. AN4211, thank you for the sub to Maplish. 6k is the highest peak, so 10k is nice. Good. So now, when we hit that mark, the moon becomes our sphere of influence. And now it says we're smashing into it again, so it's completely screwed up. Can we do a circular rise from here? Don't think we can. Let's try fine tune again. Oh, was that in meters? Oh my god, that was in meters. I thought that was in... Oh god. I thought that was in kilometers. I didn't notice that. Well, rip. Yeah, I'll do it manually. See, this is in kilometers, which is really... That's a bit frustrating, that is. Orbit is hyperbolic, so upper axis doesn't exist. At a fixed time, 10 kilometers, go. That's really annoying. Like, having a meters and a kilometers like that is a bit... It's wasted a bit of delta V, but we're okay. Right, then we'll circularize at the next apoaxis. $275 delta V. Lukey Boy, thank you for 2 months. AN, thank you for gifting another sub to Trehek. Welcome, Trehek. Woo! There's the moon. Okay, game, where's the rocket? How long have you been playing KSP? I don't know, like 2013-ish? And then took a huge break, and then played it again, then took a huge break, then played it again. Right, we have 2,200 Delta V left. It should take us about 600 to get down there, which means we'll have about 1,600 left. So that's pretty much on calculation. The real question is, at what spot do we want to aim for a landing, really? In this cheese-ridden place. Oh, I forgot to get science on the way in. Wait, we've been to the moon, haven't we? I think we've already done science. Did we do high or low orbit science? Yeah, we did. We came here yesterday on our way back. I don't know how low we got. We may have not done the low orbit. Yeah, you can do it on the way out. It's no problem. I think we did both. Now I've done high orbit. I'll take that. Let me just see what the goo thing says. 6.9. Yeah, you see, that sounds a bit low. $16.4. That does sound like we've been here before, if I'm honest. Let me I thought we set up number 3 for number 3 toggle solar panel. There we go. In theory, that electric charge should stay full anyway. Look at it. Wiggle, wiggle. Happy tail. Yeah, if you look at the electric charge at the top, it's kind of... The reaction's taking power, and those little trickle charges can't quite keep up with it. Right, where do you want to go? Preferably want to land on the light side. Maybe we go around again and then we can make an approach this way. That crater over there. What, that one? Or do you mean the one next to it? Brumwolf, thank you very much for subbing. Welcome. No, I'm not landing on the dark side. It's a real pain. Okay. Warp here. Add maneuver. So 41 Delta V will deorbit us quite swiftly. 53 Delta V. Just looking at the angle we'll land on. Like, do we want to land on the surface or in a crater? In a big crater or a small crater? Like, there's so many places we can go. Let's face it, it's going to be difficult landing anywhere. There you go, that's a nice spot. Let's just do that. Let's just do that. No, we're going to have to take care of all the horizontal stuff unless we use the smart ASS, which we've unlocked, which I can't remember how to use. How does this even work again? Right, I'm going to F5 save that. Yeah, there's so many biomes. There's like craters, east, west, twin, far side canyons, northwest, northern, midland, highland, polar. There's so many places here. I think you're meant to build like a rover or something, just come back and... How do we use the smart ASS then? Oh, here we go. Right, we don't need the maneuver planner now. Off, kill rotation, node, mode, orbital surface, target, prograde, retrograde. Right, legs are deployed. Why is it wiggling like crazy? It's taking all the electric. Can it stop doing that? For landing, you don't want to use OBT, but surf. Mode, surf. Svel? Svel? Surf? Dude. I hope it doesn't burn through all my electric. I want to go surfing. Oh my god, look at these craters. This is insane. This is not going to end well. So what does this do? Surface velocity, increase, decrease surface, increase, decrease horizontal velocity? Maybe that zeroes out the surface velocity? I don't know.